I don't watch much TV. Today's November 9th, 2020, in New York City. I was watching, I just was flipping through just to see what was on, what I'm hearing. When I was first born, the television, being that light box over there of useless whatever, went from the channels it went 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. That was it. Now my parents have 1 through 999 channels of useless garbage. There's a lot of Hispanic TV, I noticed. There's some form of symbolic whatever they've got going on, non myself, in Korean or Chinese. I can't read their symbols, but I see that on there. Not as much as the Spanish. Holy cow. It's like, but it's not like Esperanza. It's not like Spracha purity. It's like Korean Spanish. It's like, oh, it's mixed with like sex and like all sorts of like, whoa, 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 hold your Spanish back. Like that dialect. Oh my God, that is the brothels dialect. Like, please, like, why do you put that on TV for the children? Do you know what you're doing to their heads? Oh my God. Yeah, but see, like, humans don't even know that there's such a thing. Ew. So then I see some guy, Tom Ricks, never seen him before, but he looks like a hopeful, like, if I needed to rely on someone to get a message through to all area dumb, fucking, and useless, I would ask him to be my advisor and speak truth. Because holy cow, he was like, there's like no more religion. I'm like, yeah, I noticed that. And thanks for somebody else noticing. I thought I was the only one. And for the most part on New York television, somebody like Tom Ricks, whoever he was talking to, by the way, he looked like Nick Liuzio or Lazzolo or whatever that came to have sushi with me in Bayside just recently. I noticed he had on a white his name he said was Nick. He had a white t-shirt on. Now, I don't know if he's trying to placate my inability when I speak of my Niklaus, who is my genetic marker, so sometimes I call him Mark. I don't know if he's like placating over that, like if I wear the same outfit, is she gonna notice? Like, are you really that fucking dumb? Because I was pretty sure you dressed down in a white button-down shirt. You don't always wear that. I don't know, you just come off that you don't normally wear that. But also, last night there was a whole thing about, I took this class called a GRI, which was the Graduate Real Estate Institute. I had to take a series of classes, and then they held the graduation down in Atlantic City, which I drove down, I think, with John Iannuzzi. And that was for NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors. But there's the national security industry who did something, because I had a fair housing class that I had to take as part of that, and there was a teacher there, but then there was like a split reality moment of I'm in the class with him zoning out because I can't fucking stand whatever he's talking about, doesn't fucking matter in any reality I've ever seen, and I'm off somewhere else, like mentally just enjoying Mark talking and just watching him with my like whatever, however that works. But here's the thing, I also, when I first got my real estate license, I went to the LIBOR building, Long Island Board of Realtors, which is LIBOR in West Babylon, WEST BABYLON, New York State. And that's where you go for your classes and get your test, your stuff, after you get your license. I went there, and there was like, when you walk in the building, they had like a credit union, and then they had a building, they had a room when you walk into the left that was like a seated stadium with computers and then like a big screen. Funny thing is, the first time that I went there, I took a computer class after I got my license. It was a requirement. I took it there. It was a very minimal, like rudimentary system where you put like zip code, town, style of the house, bedrooms, like that's it. And then it pulls up the database of what's available in Long Island. That's it. I did not want fancy, click here, whatever. The more simple, the easier it is to use. That was the instruction. And he knew it and he said, I just wanted to meet you, whatever. I'm like, okay. He's like, you go by another name? Don't you have like a special son or something born on your birthday? I'm like, yeah. I was like, how do you know that? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, it's just whatever. But funny thing is, it's one of those buildings in Long Island, New York, where the blueprint of what actually was built and where I was doesn't match up. Funny thing about that federal housing guy and like how he got to teach that class to meet me and didn't have to leave, like, I don't know, wherever he works in reality. So it was kind of dubbed over the building, kind of like that dark art room from my photography class in Cold Spring Harbor Junior High. That seems to happen to me a lot. Like the building's demographic, like what's on the blueprints at the builder's office in the county and the country doesn't match the building I walk into. But I don't have access to people to say like, no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to look like that. I want to get in trouble. Who's going to be what? Like, who knows these things? Like, am I going to get in trouble for this? Because I mean, I just showed up where it said. I mean, how do I? Yeah, this gets confusing, honestly.